shares in Credit Suisse plunged to a record low, falling 24%. Now, that came after its biggest investor said it could not give the bank any more financial help. Meanwhile, here in the UK, the insurer Prudential tumbled 10% and the high street bank Barclays fell 8%. The plunge by banking stocks left London's FTSE 100 index down almost 4%, its lowest level this year. Today was the worst performance for the index, which lists the 100 largest companies on the London Stock Exchange since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. So let's take a closer look at Credit Suisse. Well, today saw the second day of sharp falls for its shares after the Swiss bank yesterday disclosed that its auditor had identified material weaknesses in its financial reporting controls. Its biggest shareholder is the Saudi National Bank, which holds almost 10% of the Swiss bank. It now says it can't increase its stake on regulatory grounds. Our business presenter Ben Thompson looks at Credit Suisse's growing problems.
There are very specific reasons that Credit Suisse is finding itself in this position. You may remember the Greensill scandal. It was caught up in that. There were big issues over Mozambique, its investments there. It was also convicted in last year, in the summer of last year, of failing to prevent money laundering. It unveiled a big turnaround plan. It announced a $4 billion loss last year. Speculation clearly over its financial health, whether it could meet those repayments, whether it could meet those loans. And now just the latest suggestions in its delayed company report that it was reporting of material weakness in its financial controls.
Well, picking up on that material weakness is Victoria Scholar, Head of Investment at Interactive Investor.
It's 5-year credit default swaps, which is essentially a measure of the cost of insuring against buying its bonds. So it gives you a clue about how risky its bonds are, have soared to a new record high. Like you say, this week it found material weakness in its financial statements and that it's been unable to stem outflows. But the latest is that its biggest backer, the Saudi National Bank, isn't going to be providing any further financial support, and it won't be going above 10% in terms of its holdings. So the stock was actually halted after its second day of decline.
Well, confidence in the sector took another knock late on Tuesday when the ratings agency Moody's revised its outlook on the US banking system to negative from stable, citing heightened risks for the sector. A spokesperson for the US Treasury has said that it's monitoring the Credit Suisse situation. Here's what the EU's Commissioner for Finance Services told the European Parliament in Strasbourg earlier today.
We can say that the EU banking sector is in overall good shape. It has built up its resilience in recent years, and it is supervised closely by national and European authorities. But I think at this very early stage, we can start to look at some of the lessons that these failures in the US have for the European Union.